as you get towards. Hey guys, Crankin Surf back again, and this week I want to talk about surfboard decks. Okay, we're going to talk about a flat deck surfboard versus a curved deck surfboard. So the reason I want to talk about it is I was at a Shapers last week and having a discussion about surfboards, and we were looking at some old boards and they had the very flat 90s decks. And I say 90s because that was an era that flat decks were really prominent. So what we're sort of talking about is we're talking about how many surfers would be surfing much better these days with a flat deck as opposed to a sort of rolled or curved deck. And that got me thinking again, was most of the boards I've had that were probably the boards I love the most and probably surf the best on were flat decks. So I'm going to show you an example here. So this one here, made this in about 2015. Got a dog at my feet. Made that in about 2015. It's got a very flat deck. So people often comment on it when I'm surfing it and saying, wow, that board's like a 90s rusty. It's a very flat deck. And yes, absolutely it is. And I'll show you some side-on stuff in a minute. But it's a very flat deck. And I find my feet land better on a flat deck. Simple as that. So the industry these days is more towards a curved deck or a rolled deck, which is great, but would people surf better with flat decks? And I think so. But we'll have a look at this board. Too slow on battery already. We'll have a look at this board and check out the deck. So as you can see on this board, sort of scrolling down it here, is that it's a very, well, it's reasonably flat. It's not perfectly flat. I don't think it ever gets perfectly flat. So you can see here, it's fairly flat and there's not a lot of roll. So the rail kind of starts there and drops straight down. So it's reasonably flat across the deck. I find on this board, feet land really well. And you don't tend to balance off this way or balance too forward over that way. So I think for people that are even beginner surfers, I think flat decks would be better, because that's the one thing that beginners struggle with, is getting their feet onto the deck in the right spots and being able to move. Your foot is not sort of bent over either way. I think your foot's reasonably flat with a little bit of your arch in there. So I think no matter where you are on the board, you're in a reasonably good position. But flat decks, so are they better? That's going to be the question that I'm kind of asking, because there's a lot of people watch these videos who've got a lot of experience, and should we go back to flat decks? So what I'm basically asking, or what I want to sort of talk about, is do we go back to flat decks? Should we be shaping more boards with flatter decks and less roll? Because some of the boards that I see, the roll starts like possibly like 12 centimeters or 3 inches from the rail. It starts to roll down. So stability wise, is it better? Yeah, I can see benefits when you're on your back on your heel or you're over on your toes, that there's going to be benefits with turning a board. What's better? As I said, for me personally, I shape my decks as flat as I can get them. So I start with the planer and I go up. That'll take the top of the stringer and any glue off, and then I'll go again, and then I'll start to work out towards the sides. Occasionally I will go across the board, but the problem I found with that is it was chewing a little bit of the stringer. So I've just gone to going up and down the board sort of long ways. So I said that's my thing for the week, I guess. I'm just about to start recording another series on what equipment I'm taking to Sumatra. Sumatra is a 10-day liveaboard, so we're going to be shooting content every day. So I'll wrap this one up and then I'll get started on the Sumatra series. Cheers guys. If you can, like and subscribe, and it'd be great to get to 1,000 subscribers. Okay, Get out and get surfing. Bye.